Hello, Sharon. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the brand new media show today. Today, I have my beauty consultant joining me today, and Sharon Cartney will be talking about beauty tips for mother and daughters. You know, Mother Day is coming up on the 9th. So Sharon has some really great ideas, some beauty tips. So welcome, Sharon. So let's get started. What do you have for us today?
Okay, well, it's so interesting, Brenda, that you would ask me to talk with you today because my daughter and my granddaughter flew in just last night from California and are going to be here for the weekend. So, mother-daughter can be a grandmother and a
A
daughter,
grandmother?
or
Yes.
it could be a mother and a young daughter, teenage daughter. So, and I think too, it doesn't make any difference. I think no matter what age, the first most important thing
Mm-hmm.
would be skincare, because obviously, just like you wouldn't paint a wall that hasn't been primed, you wouldn't want to put makeup on someone who isn't taking good care of their skin and their skin is prepared. You
Okay.
want to start with a clean canvas, let's put it that way, when
Okay.
it comes to makeup. And of course, makeup um, is really a preference thing. And oftentimes, mothers and daughters, the daughter doesn't necessarily think her mother knows that much
You're exactly
about
right.
skincare. And sometimes the mother doesn't feel confident on skincare.
Yes.
So certainly that's where Mary Kay would come in, because of that personal consultation, I think makes a huge difference. Something else that is a lot of fun would be for mothers and daughters, would be we have got a free app. So you can
Okay.
actually go to your app store, and if you just search for Mary Kay, there's the Skin Analyzer app, and it actually takes a picture of
Mm-hmm.
your skin, and then it determines a prescription, if you will, of
Okay.
what it would suggest as far as skincare. So you just have to tell them, are you oily, dry, aged, that sort of thing. So really good. So anyway, that's what
Yeah. Oh,
beauty
okay.
begins with, is skincare.
Skincare. Okay. But yeah. And also, Sharon, don't you think it's confidence too? It's confidence and drinking a lot of water, lots of water,
Healthy.
a great plant-based diet. Don't you think so? And
Diet, sleep,
exercise
lack of stress, all of that certainly has a lot to do with it.
and
We just,
sleep.
by the way, we have got a brand new product that I am just thrilled about it. Now,
Uh-huh.
most teenagers, I can tell you, most teenagers are more educated about skincare and glamour because they're watching YouTube, they're watching TikTok, they're watching
Mhm.
all kinds of different things.
Okay.
And they've certainly heard of micellar water, and what
Micellar
it is.
water? What is that?
Yes. Well, what it is, it can be used as a quick cleansing product.
Okay.
It's we couple it with our eye makeup remover, because you obviously wouldn't use micellar water to remove your eye makeup. You would want an eye makeup remover, but it's basically designed to remove your makeup. And the nice thing about it is you don't have to rinse it. You just simply, it's purified water with some micellar in it, which happens to attract dirt and
Hmm.
that sort of thing. And so it would be like if you were at the gym and you wanted to go to lunch afterwards, but you didn't want to start from scratch. So you would just use this micellar water. Or if you've got teenagers and they're playing
Hmm.
soccer or they're playing softball or they're playing sports,
Okay. Yeah.
and they're just gross afterwards,
Mhm.
feeling just kind of sweaty and whatever, then they would just take a cotton pad with this micellar water and it would remove that dirt and that oil. And it's just a really wonderful thing and very reasonably priced too. It would be for you and I, it would be something that we would probably use as a quick cleanse. Or for that woman that just is not real good about cleaning her face in the evening,
Yes.
but and you don't want to go to bed with makeup on your face. That would
Right.
so you would just take that cotton pad, have it on the bed beside you, and just use that with a cotton pad, the micellar water, because it doesn't need rinsing.
Mhm.
Now, but it's also a great way to deep cleanse. In other words, you could use it to remove your makeup, and then you would use your cleanser, and that
Okay.
would give you a deep cleansing, which would be really good.
Okay. Awesome. So that's
That's fun.
brand new. Great. So you've already tried that, Sharon? Have you tried the water?
Yes, we just came out with it. And in fact, I should be receiving my first shipment tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. But I've been using it the past couple nights. I like to use it to remove my makeup and then use my cleanser. So
Okay.
it does a great job. Wonderful job.
Sharon, what is one of the most important secrets to beauty tips?
Now, beauty care or skin care, which do you,
Let's go with
which,
beauty.
okay, okay. I guess most important would be consistency
Okay.
in using a good skincare um, that is right for your skin. And I guess when I think about it, when I go back to before in my early 20s, when
Mhm.
I was seeking out, I would, or even in my teens, I
Okay.
would try a little bit of this and try a little bit of that and try something else. And if it didn't work for me right away, then I would put it aside. When the fact of the matter is, it takes your skin 2 weeks to acclimate to a skincare product, to a
Okay.
skincare system. So you need to give your skin time you need to use it for a little bit before just pushing it aside. And the other thing I would also say is the idea of using one line,
Mhm.
because you know that line was designed to be used together.
Mhm.
Whereas if you're using a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of something else, you don't know that when you're putting them together, they're fighting each other, or one's
Right.
react. Sometimes I'll have people say, well, my skin is sensitive. Well, come to find out, it wasn't that their skin was sensitive. It's
Okay.
just that they were using so many different things
Mhm.
that they didn't work together. So, and then consistency with using the skincare, a program, using it morning and night, making sure that you are cleansing your skin at night. And then the other thing would be too, a lot of times, especially young people,
Okay.
they think, oh, I don't want to use a moisturizer because I don't want to add oil to my skin because I'm already oily. Well, keep in mind, there are all kinds of oil-free moisturizers out there that hydrate your skin. So what happens, it's kind of crazy because we cleanse our skin,
Mhm.
and obviously if you're using something to help remove excess oil, it's
Right.
going to dry your skin. And so if you don't hydrate your skin by
Drinking plenty
using
of
an
water.
oil-free, yes, or
Drinking plenty
using
of water.
using an oil-free moisturizer,
Okay.
what happens is it sends a message to the brain saying, oh my gosh, my skin is feeling dry. I
Mhm.
need to produce more oil. So by not hydrating the skin, your body is you're producing more oil, and
Okay.
it's causing more of a problem than less of a problem. So you always want to make sure that any dermatologist will tell you, you want to cleanse.
Okay.
The 5 steps in good skincare would be to cleanse, would be to exfoliate the dead skin cells, because your body produces new skin cells every 3 to 4 days. So you
Mhm.
want to um, uh, exfoliate the dead skin cells, and
Okay.
then tone the skin,
Okay.
making sure that you're balancing the pH, and then hydrating, and of course, protecting.
And
Protecting, because the number one aging element, do you realize that only 20% of how our skin looks is inherited? 80% is actually what we do, the stress, the sleep, the diet, the hydration, the all of those things, the smog, the pollution, the sun being the number one, obviously the sun being the number one that affects the way our skin ages.
Let me ask you this, Sharon. Do you think there's a lack of communication between mothers and daughter when it comes to beauty tips?
I think it depends on the situation. I think that oftentimes, like for example, my mother was not very confident about her skincare routine.
Okay.
And so she didn't really pass that on, any information on, because she didn't know. And so, but on the other hand, if a mother is confident about what she is doing for her skincare, then she will pass that on to that daughter. But and there again, that's where we come in. You know, a lot of times too, you've got a daughter who maybe thinks she knows a lot.
Yes. Doesn't want to listen to her mom.
That yes, and that's where sometimes that person, that professional, can really make the difference.
That's where you come in.
Exactly. That's
when
exactly
Sharon
right.
steps right in, and she
That's
handles
right.
that situation.
Many times I know exactly when I get a call from a mother and she's telling me about her daughter, I know exactly what she wants me to do.
Okay, now Sharon, let's talk about hygiene, because hygiene is also part of the beauty tip. Is that correct? So let's elaborate a little on the hygiene part of beauty tips.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what you're meaning as far as the hygiene. You mean as far as making sure that you are cleansing?
Making sure that you are using deodorant, making sure that you're taking a bath, making sure, all of these things. That's part of beauty tips also. That comes with self-confidence. Don't you think so?
Yes. And you know what? And speaking of that, hair is a good part of that, because obviously if you a lot of times young girls will have breakout on the forehead or on the jawline or whatever. And a lot of that is, especially if they're involved in sports. So that's where that cleansing, both morning and evening, and perhaps even after, if they're participating in sports or anything like that. And then also making sure that their hair is if they have oily hair, then that might cause them breakout on the forehead too.
And that brings down low confidence. Most of the time, that's one of the issues that cause low confidence, right?
Yes, yes. And you know what, that also goes along with when it comes to, okay, when should a girl start to wear makeup?
Okay.
What age is right? And what is right for them to wear at what age? And so much of that is determined by the family. And the mother certainly, oftentimes the mother and the father actually make that decision for their daughter. But I also think that there is a difference between a made up look and a finished look. A finished look is just can be a very natural look, where a made up look is totally different. And I think in helping a young person to know that difference, that what you want to do is, you don't want someone to say to you, oh my gosh, you have pretty eyeshadow. Instead, you want them to say, oh my, your eyes are so pretty. Because so you use makeup to enhance your natural beauty.
Right.
So
Sharon,
oftentimes,
let me say this. Not everyone use makeup. You want to make that clear also, right? So, I mean, it's your inner self, right? It's your inner self on having a high self-esteem. I know a lot of girls, they don't wear makeup, even though, like you said, makeup enhance your looks. I don't think anything wrong with wearing. I love wearing makeup, but we have lots of women, they don't wear makeup. So they're still beauty. Let's talk about, give them some tips on beauty.
Okay. I would definitely say, taking good care of your hair. That certainly, just, yeah, a good example. Used to, at one point, I would need to wash my hair every other day. And I know that's totally different for different ethnics.
Right.
So, and now I can wash my hair maybe once a week. I
Okay.
know for you, if you wash your hair too often, it becomes very, very dry.
Right.
And so typically how often would you wash your hair?
Well, I once a week for me though. Yeah.
Yeah,
And sometimes,
yes,
sometimes more than once a week. Maybe twice a week. You
yeah.
know.
But I think, and if your hair needs washing or not, you
Right.
can, yeah, yeah. So that I think has a lot to do um, and then obviously just taking good care of your skin, because if you're taking good care of your skin, you've got a natural glow.
Right.
And I think that's important. Bathing on a daily basis, making sure that you know and
Using
taking care of.
deodorant,
But I was just going to say body odor. You want to make
body
sure
odor.
that yes, because we all have different sweat glands and we perspire at a different rate.
Hmm.
Making sure that cleanliness is certainly definitely
Part of
and
the
then
beauty tip.
yes, and posture even is
Yes.
part
We
of
must
beauty.
yes. What's
Yes,
the tip?
yes,
Stand
yes,
up,
yes.
girl. Stand up. Straighten up.
Shoulders back. That's
Shoulders
exactly
back.
right. That's
Yes.
right. That's
Yes.
exactly right.
My
So
mom, my mom used to tell us all the time, stand up, sit straight, posture up. So
yes,
it's very important. I don't think really parents, they don't tell children that nowadays. I don't think so, but that's very important. That can
do you
make
know
a
what?
person.
I heard my daughter tell my granddaughter that just yesterday.
Yeah,
She's
because
13
you
years
have
old and
kids.
she's
Yeah,
five
they hear it
nine.
go all like that and all down. No, you need to have a straight posture, and that brings
Exactly.
really a strong self-confidence also. You
Well,
know,
and too, as they get older, then too, as they hit those teen years, it's getting a bra, all of those things
yeah,
that are important as we move into that stage. And it's kind of interesting that sometimes there's a really a verbal relationship, a very open relationship, but sometimes there isn't, and it's just not something that moms talk about with their daughters.
right. Because years ago, mothers really didn't talk to their kids about beauty tips, right?
Right, right. Or anything else.
Yes, we learn things on our own. And but I think it's so important for mothers and daughters to communicate
I agree. I agree
on
totally.
on their hygienes, on all of these important beauty tips. You will be
Right.
amazed on how your child will come out with all of this information. Would you agree,
Right.
Sharon?
Oh, definitely. It's much better that they hear it from mom than they hear it from hearsay. Let's just put it that way.
But they always can get a fashion consultant like Sharon and call Sharon up and said, I would like for you to do a consultation with my daughter on beauty tips, her hygiene, all of the above. You
Right.
can, yes,
It's really interesting too, as they do start to wear makeup. If they can have the opportunity to have that consultation versus just trying things, you know, just trying out things. So many times I would get together with a mother and she would say, oh, my daughter is just going overboard with eyeliner, or she's going overboard with makeup, or the line. And, you know, get a foundation, for example, that is professionally matched to your skin. Because I always say skincare to the bra line, foundation to the jawline. You shouldn't have to blend down to match. You should be able to just match it perfectly so that there is no line here, that it's blended from here to here. And this doesn't have makeup on, but this does. And if it's the right shade, then that shouldn't be an issue. You know, so I think having someone help you, guide you, or if you're experimenting yourself by doing like 3 different shades, a stripe test, and the one that disappears is the one that's the right shade for you. The one that disappears is the right shade.
Once you do the test.
Yeah, that's the one that's going to be right for you. Just leave it for a minute and see which one. Do a stripe test here, or with bronze skin, you want to do it here, up here more so. With ivory or beige, you can do it down here, but you want to make sure that it blends with the skin tone.
So the one that disappears, that's the one that's your skin tone. Great tips, Sharon. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a really easy tip. Yeah, and even as far as they begin to use eyeliner, you know, knowing that eyeliner was designed not to show, it was designed to give volume to your lashes, to the lash line. Eyeliner is to define the lash line and thicken the base of the lashes. And then when it comes to eyeshadow, you want to, with a young person, you want to start out with something very natural and so that it just gives a hint, because most girls will want to, but they need to know how to.
Yes. Sharon, what is the right age for girls to start wearing makeup? Because, you know, like I've been out and then you hear people like say, she's too young to have on all of that makeup. So what would you say? I apologize for that. What would you say? What is the right age?
Well, I think that I think that they are going to start experimenting, whether you allow them to, or they do it on their own someplace else. Right. And so I think that it's better to sit down with them. And of course, if you don't feel comfortable with it, then it's really good to have the advice of someone professional, and sit down with them. And I heard something the other day that I thought was interesting. Even after everyone has their COVID vaccine, that 80% of women will still not feel comfortable with going to a cosmetic counter and trying skincare or color. And so we're at a whole different age. And that's where, for me, of course, we have samples of things, whether it's eye colors or whatever the case may be. So it's really, we're in the right place at the right time, obviously, for that. But at any rate, in sitting down with a daughter, they might start out with just a sheer.
Something more neutral?
Mineral powder foundation, maybe at the age of 13, 14. Skincare is going to be first. And sometimes skincare, usually that's about the time they're starting. 12, 13 years old is when they're starting with it, because that's most important. So getting them using a good skincare consistently is going to be the most important part. So that's going to be at about 12, 13, depending upon their skin. You know, if they have blemish prone skin, they might be having breakout, boys or girls. So that needs to be taken care of. And then as far as foundation, sometimes it's really up to the moms, but I have worked with, 13, 14 as they move into high school, just working with maybe just a simple mineral powder foundation. and then maybe, then oftentimes it's mascara, or maybe even, and then as they move into a little bit of maybe liquid eyeshadow, just a natural color. That's what I know my granddaughters all started out with, was just a natural liquid eyeshadow that just gave them, and then a little bit of lip gloss with a little bit of color. But if they're taught right from the beginning that what they want is just a finished look, not a made up look, you want someone to say, oh, your skin is beautiful, not, oh, I like that makeup shade, you know?
Yes.
So just that glow, that gives you that glow, that natural glow.
Yes, I
Usually
think
about
that's
13, 14.
right around about 13 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And they still need to get plenty of sleep, right? Plenty of sleep.
Yeah, well, that's what
Your
80%.
diet. That's with everybody.
Yeah, 80% has to do with of how our skin looks, has to do with the diet, the sleep, the exercise, the sun, the exposure to the elements. I mean, think about it. You know, you wouldn't take a bag of clean clothes and throw them out on the lawn after you've cleaned them. You'd put them in a plastic bag if you were going to do that, right? So you want to protect your skin too.
Right, right. Sharon, I know that you've had so many expos on teaching the youth on skincare and how to put makeup on. And so are you having anything? Well, I know since the COVID, you probably doing more of Zoom. You're not really having any more projects going on as far as going out now, right?
You know, because I have the studio in my home, I am doing individual appointments here.
Okay.
Not so much large events by any means, but
Right.
more individual. And then I also, but the option is virtual, because
Right.
obviously I do have samples of everything, so that I can also do that. I've got several clients that I would simply send them the samples, and then we would get on Zoom or FaceTime. That's the beauty of it. And you know, there have been some times that I've actually done the skincare right along with them,
Right.
because I needed to do so. Yeah. So yes. So whatever they're comfortable with, I'm comfortable with. So if it's an individual appointment or a face-to-face or mother-daughter appointment,
Mother,
face-to-face,
that would be
or
great since Mother's Day is coming up. That mother and daughter consultation would be really great for you, Sharon. Now,
exactly.
how can they get in contact with you?
Well, they can certainly contact me via telephone or text, or I also have a website. So the website is marykay.com
Mm-hmm.
/SCARNEY. Or on Facebook, you can find me also in Facebook under Sharon Carney-Wright. Carney
Thank you for spelling it.
Wright. Yes, Wright, Carney-Wright. And then my phone number is 901-489-9697.
Thank you, Sharon. I think that mother and daughter consultation would be really great. That's a great Mother's Day gift,
It
you
is.
know?
It is. And speaking of that, of course, we have many, you know, we can do gift certificates for Mother's Day. We can do, along with the consultation, certainly that's available. Or if they've got some ideas as to what they would like to do for gift giving for Mother's Day, that's the beauty of Mary Kay. I've got my store right here. It's just a matter of checking out the website, ordering some things, and me taking care of that. But I do have gift cards too.
And you also have gift cards. Yeah, that's awesome. Sharon, look at that smile. Oh my God, you have a beautiful smile, and you just always look so gorgeous and just so beautiful, Sharon.
Oh, don't make me blush. No, thank you very much. That's real sweet.
No, it's the truth. Your skin always glow. So I know it's the products that you're using. You said you've been using your products for many of years. Is that right?
Over 40 years, actually.
Yeah, because you just look so every time I see you, you look so youthful. You look
You
very
know, it's so
youthful.
interesting. People always ask about, well, or talk about, you know, well, have you ever tried? Well, the only product that I have ever used since I was 25 has been Mary Kay. And I know shampoos and conditioners and things like that, it's always advised that you
Right.
change that. But
Yes.
when it comes to skincare, that isn't the case. You know, you
Uh-huh.
can, now, obviously, as you get older,
Mm-hmm.
there are, there is a skincare line that's designed specifically for teens. There is a skincare line that is specifically designed for blemish prone skin.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a skincare line that's designed specifically for that woman between the ages of 25 and maybe early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a skincare line that's designed for women in their 40s on up. So we have 5 different skincare lines. And the beauty of it is Mary Kay tests our skincare lines with each other. So it
Okay.
might be you might use a combination of skincare lines too. So we've got it all.
We got it all. That's
We've got it all.
Sharon, also let's talk about when we talk about sleep. Now, we know you hear this that everyone needs a silk pillowcase. What do you think
Yes.
about that?
You know, I have heard that. And I've also heard that it is most beneficial for you to sleep on your back versus, lay on your back, not on your side,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know about that, Brenda. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sure on that.
Well,
I don't know if that is a wives' tale or the truth.
well, I know lots of people said I must find me a silk because it breaks the end, for your hair. Silk pillowcase is really good for the hair. That's
Oh, okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So we have lots of
Okay.
people that go around and said I must find me a silk pillowcase. But Sharon, as always, anything else you would like to inform us on today? Any other information you have for us?
I can't think of anything specifically, Brenda, other than Mother's Day is just around the corner.
Okay.
And so you want to make sure that you take care of those special people in your life.
Okay. As always, Sharon, you're always great. I love to bring you on to talk about
Oh,
beauty, fashion, makeup tips. And again, Sharon, what's that email address again?
the email address is Carney, CARNEY, MK at Comcast.net.
All right.
The
And everyone,
website,
okay, that's very good. And my email is brandnewmedia@gmail.com. And that's BRENNEWMEDIA@gmail.com if you would like to get in contact with us. As always, thank you for watching the Brand New Media Show. If you enjoyed this show, please hit like, comment, and please subscribe. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
bye-bye.
Thanks, Sherry.
You're so welcome.